Sonia here at our gabled home. I like to share tips for a simple, beautiful, healthy, and sustainable living. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about raw milk and where we get it and how our herd share works. First, I want to say a thing about raw milk. It can be a little bit of a controversial issue, and if you're not sure and if you haven't had raw milk, I really encourage you to do your own research, your own education, and decide what's best for your family. In our family, we've decided that that is something that we do. We've actually been having raw milk for years, and we do it for 3 reasons. Number one, we absolutely love the taste. If you have never had raw, fresh cream, this is from the last batch that we got. It is so good. It is actually really sweet, and I use it to make butter from it, or sometimes we whip it, or however you use cream, but it's absolutely delicious. Reason number 2, we also think that it is healthier because it hasn't been pasteurized, meaning it hasn't been boiled to a certain temperature. So the vitamins are still there, and certain enzymes are still there that are necessary to digest milk. And that is why we've decided that it's healthier. We have no concerns as to the milk being contaminated. And you will see in this video how we're making sure that the milk stays cooled at all times. This is actually the longest it's been out that I'm recording this video. And reason number 3 we really like raw milk is because we know the cows. We know they're being treated really well. They live out in the pasture. They are actually dried up once a year for about 4 to 8 weeks when they have their calves, and just give the mamas a break, which I think is absolutely fine. And we don't get any milk in that time, but I love that the cows are being treated very fairly and humanely, and we love to support that. Now, we cannot have a cow in our area because we're not allowed by the zoning laws. We are part of a herd share, and you may have heard of it. If you've never heard, this is how it works. First, we bought into the herd. We made a one-time payment that basically made us purchase part of the herd, and we are paying monthly fees for the board and the maintenance and vet fees and whatever other fees are occurred when you have cows. And as a result, we get the raw milk. That is how it is set up. And here is how I do it. Actually did it this morning. I first take my empties. We get 3 half gallons, so we get 1.5 gallons of milk. I take my 3 empties and I go to our local pickup and drop-off spot. That's in a lady's front yard. She's dedicated this area right there, and she has a bunch of coolers and bins there. And the empties live in the bins, and I take all the empties out that people have put in there. There's about, I don't know, I think 7 or 8 people in our local area that are part of the herd share. There's many more, but that's just the 7 or 8 or however many we are that come together and divvy up the driving and the picking up and so forth. I go there, I pick up all the other empties, put them in the cooler, put the coolers in the car, and then drive up there. It's about not quite an hour drive, and I don't mind. I love the drive. It is down country roads, along apple orchards, there's some vineyards, there's pastures, and it is such a beautiful drive that I don't mind it at all. I've driven it in the rain. This morning was really nice and sunny, a little bit windy, but it's so beautiful. When I get there to the dairy, that room is kept very clean and everything's stainless steel and sanitized. I bring the coolers with the empties inside. First thing is I put the empties in a shelf. Everything's organized by local group and then by names. Everybody has their same jars all the time. And then I find the refrigerator where our milk lives. There's usually some label there that I know this is the milk for our group. And I put all the filled jars with the raw milk in the coolers. And in the meantime, there's an ice machine. I'll get buckets of ice and dump it into the cooler so that the milk stays really cool at all times and you're not necessarily in a rush to get home. I put the coolers back in the car, I drive home. Usually I have another few stops, so it really is a beautiful outing where I get some things that I can't get locally. And then I go back to the pickup drop-off spot, leave my 3 jars in the car and take the other ones out in the cooler and set them in the spot. Usually I send people a quick email saying the milk is in, and then they know and can go and pick it up. So this is what the milk looks like. You can see that the cream has risen to the top because it's also not homogenized. It's just exactly how it is. And if you're interested in finding a herd share in your area, first I encourage you to check your state laws. Not every state makes it legal to get raw milk. Here in California, we can. So the first thing I encourage you to do, I think the website is called Real Milk. In any event, I'll be leaving it in the description box below, so whatever it is, you can find it there. And you can go on there and see if there is a way to get raw milk in your state. You can also do word by mouth if you know people who you think might be having that, or post a local ad, talk to people. And you can also go to the Weston A. Price local chapter. It's an organization that is based on a book, and I'll also be leaving that link in the description box so you can go there and ask, because oftentimes these people will know if there is a herd share in your area. What do we do with our raw milk? Well, first of all, we drink it in our coffees. I take off the cream and either I use the cream for whipping cream, or usually I make really good butter with it, which is fantastic on our homemade bread. And then I often make yogurt, I make kefir. We have so many uses. I am trying to get into cheese making, so stay tuned if you're interested in that, how that experiment goes. I haven't dabbled in that, but I certainly will, because I just love to try out new things and want to see how our own cheese is going to turn out. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new here on my channel, please hit the subscribe button. I upload new content every week. You can also hop onto my blog, ourgabledhome.com, where I have more tips and recipes. Thank you so much for watching, and see you here next time.